Midnight Range TM here. So I recently became the proud owner of a Cold Steel Recon Tanto SK-5. I was the winner of a 100 sub giveaway from the gun toting pacifist, one of our good buddies out there in Pro 2A YouTube land, and my name got picked for this. All right, so it's I guess I would consider this a survival slash fighting knife, along the lines of like a K-bar or something like that, more traditional. But this has the Tanto blade, which is pretty cool. I've actually been carrying a pocket knife with a Tanto blade for the first time for quite a while, 6 months or so, and I really like it. It seems to hold. This one, I did a review on these. They seem to hold their edge really well, and I like them. So they're pretty cool. So it's kind of neat to get a larger Tanto to play with here a little bit. So, like I said, it is by Cold Steel. It comes with a sheath, which is nice. If you're looking for it, if you find it, you can also pick up a different style blade. It's called the SRK by Cold Steel, and it's basically the same knife with a different blade tip. Has a more traditional blade. So the scabbard, the sheath, is like a hard plastic, which is really nice. Has a bunch of lanyard loops around it, so you can lash it to something, backpack, or if you're carrying it on your hip and you want to, tie it to your hip, your leg too. You could do that so it's not flopping around, I guess. And then it's just a nylon top, so yeah, it would, it's not going to hold it super tight to your body. Does have a snap and Velcro. Put it, for your belt loop, which is nice. It's nice and feels nice and secure. Does have a strap around the handle, and it is a nice tight fit for sure. It's not going to come out of there by accident for sure, but there's enough on the scabbard there to push off with your thumb. It's got a nice weight to it. It's a little heavier than I thought it was going to be. I didn't expect it to be quite as hefty. They say it's coming in at 9 ounces, which I would have assumed it was a little heavier than 9, but feels good in the hand. 5 millimeters thick, they're saying, in the back, so it is really nice and thick. It's definitely gonna hold up to some abuse. I've seen some YouTube videos. I watched a few YouTube videos on these where guys are using them to climb with, putting them in between boards and stepping on them, and I could definitely see you doing this with this. It's really rugged. The blade's 7 inches, and the handle's almost 5. It's like 4 3/4. So you've got a 11 3/4 inch total length. They're calling it a SK-5 steel, whatever that would mean. I don't know if that's actually an industry term or if that's just like a proprietary thing. And like I said, if you looked for the SRK SK-5, you'd find this with a different tip, a different blade. But I think everything else about it's the same. It doesn't say Recon Tanto, obviously. And then they're saying this finish on here is, they call it a black tough X finish, and it is textured. It's kind of rough. And then the handle they're calling Cray X. So, and it's kind of rubbery, like a firm, hard rubber. It does have a little bit of a palm swell to it. It's not a totally straight. It is totally flat this way up this direction, but on the sides there is a little bit of a swell right here. I'd say the only thing that's a little bit odd is the bolster does have a little bit of flex to it. I guess you could call this the bolster. That's what you call it in a chef's knife. It has a little bit of flex to it, and I think it might be nicer if it was just a touch bigger. But it definitely works as a hand stop if you're if you're using it for some sort of stabbing motion. So, and it does have a lanyard loop at the back. It's ridged on the top and bottom, and does have raised bumps on the sides of the handles. So it's a pretty cool piece. This is a pretty cool knife, man. I love knives. They're super fun. But I don't really have the income, the extra income to go buying a bunch of knives. So it was really cool to win this. It's really nice. So, yeah, I think if you go onto their Cold Steel's website, their MSRP at about $70, like $69.99 or whatever. I think on Amazon you can pick them up for mid to low 40s. And I'll tell you, it's not an American-made knife. It is made in Taiwan. Cold Steel is an American company, but they import them from Taiwan, I think. But this thing's pretty rugged, man. It's pretty cool. I like it a lot. I can definitely see somebody throwing this, on their bug-out bag. And with a nice sheath like this where you're not going to lose the knife, you could definitely strap it to the outside of a bug-out bag, on the bottom maybe, so you could reach around and still grab it. So, check out the Gun-Toting Pacifist over there on YouTube's, and say hi. So until next time, thanks for watching. Check me out on Instagram, gunchannels.com, YouTube, Gunstreamer, guntube.org, and we do a live stream Sunday nights, 10:30 Eastern. Come check us out. Till then, thanks a lot.